Indians make up the biggest immigrant groups in Canada today. But there's a silent killer that is taking the lives of Indians in Canada. And mind you, the numbers are alarming. For a second, think about this. What if the biggest challenge for Indians in Canada is not finding a job or getting a PR, but simply finding the strength just to live? Tonight, a deeply worrying trend is raising serious questions about the lives of Indians living in the whole North America. You're watching XP in depth with me, Naviya Bal. Well, according to the data presented by India's Ministry of External Affairs in Parliament, more than 100 Indian nationals died by taking their own lives in the United States and Canada between 2023 and 2025. Experts say that these are the highest levels seen in nearly 2 decades, and it points to a growing mental health crisis amongst the Indian living overseas. For now, countries like Canada and the US have represented hope. Every year, thousands of Indian students and skilled professionals leave their home believing that they are stepping into a better future. Families invest their life savings. Many even mortgage their homes to take education loans worth 50 to 80 lakh Indian rupees, believing that a foreign degree will eventually pay for itself. But in the recent years, that dream has become much more difficult. The first reason is the financial pressure. Many students arrive expecting a part-time job that could help them pay their rent, food, the bills, and the tuition fee. But Canada's slowing economy and tighter immigration policies have reduced both job opportunities and working hours. In the US, tech layoffs have made the job market so much competitive. For some carrying a huge education loan back home, every rejected job application feels much bigger than just a career setback. It feels like failing the entire family. And then comes the loneliness. Back in India, students grow up surrounded by parents, relatives, neighbors, and lifelong friends. Abroad, many suddenly find themselves live alone in a small room, often in an unfamiliar city where they know nobody. Simple problems become much bigger and nobody to talk to. If you lose your job in India, your family usually is around. If you lose your job in another country, you might be sitting alone in your apartment with no emotional support. Mental health experts say that this isolation always becomes one of the biggest hidden risks for the Indians abroad. And there is an immigration uncertainty. Many Indian students believe that studying abroad will eventually lead to a permanent residency, but the immigration rules have become stricter. Canada has reduced immigration targets, tightened the post-graduation work permit rules, and increased the scrutiny for the temporary residents. In the United States, H-1B visa holders continue to face lottery uncertainty, long green card waiting periods, and visa-related stress. Imagine spending years building your life in another country, wondering whether you will be allowed to stay or not. And uncertainty creates enormous emotional pressure. Career experts point out to the changing expectations. Social media often shows only one version of the life abroad: the luxury apartments, the expensive cars, the weekend vacations, higher salaries. But very few people post videos about the 3 roommates sharing 1 bedroom, working night shifts after college, surviving on instant noodles, and worrying about paying the next month's rent. Many students arrive expecting success that it might come quickly, but the reality looks very different. There is also another problem that is rarely gets discussed. Many Indians hesitate to ask for help. In our society, talking openly about depression, anxiety, and emotional struggles is very difficult for the families to accept. Some students worry what would their parents and society will think about them, and stress more back home, so instead, they stay silent. Psychiatrists treating Indian students overseas say that many patients report a combination of financial stress, social isolation, academic pressure, racism, job insecurity, and uncertainty about their future. For some, these pressures build up over months or even years before they finally seek help. Experts also warn that substance abuse has become the increasing concerns among the young migrants trying to cope with stress and loneliness. This is why the mental health professionals say that the success abroad should not be measured by salary or immigration status. It should either be measured by the emotional well-being or another thing, other aspects, and governments can improve the access to the mental health care service. Universities can strengthen the counseling process. Employers can create better support system for the international workers, and families in India can also play an important role in encouraging honest conversations instead of just placing the constant pressure on the success. It is important to remember that behind every statistic, it is a real person, someone's son, someone's daughter, someone who left India carrying dreams and a burden of loan and expectations. The Ministry of External Affairs data is more than just numbers. Well, the data shows that there is a warning sign. Challenges facing by Indians abroad are changing. Financial stress, immigration uncertainty, loneliness, mental health, all of them just are as important as job, visa, and PR. The dream of living abroad is still alive for millions of Indians, but perhaps the biggest lesson from these numbers is that a successful life overseas is not only about reaching another country, it is about finding stability, support, and hope that you get there and survive.